with like cleaning out and like douching, I feel like it's kind of like spades. Nobody want to talk about it. Nobody want to teach you anything. You just got to learn how to do it on your own. And it's like really a really tough subject to even think about. Because I'm like, do I do it on my back? Do I do it on my knees? Do I do it standing up?
Maybach music.
What's up, you guys? My name is DyQuell Dontae, and I will be discussing the do's and don'ts of bottoming. Bottoming is not for the faint-hearted, and I feel that bottoming is not talked about enough within our community, so I figured why not make a video on this topic. Get out a notebook and a pen as I share these useful tips on how to become a seasoned bottom for your own enjoyment and not for anyone else. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, show your boys some support. I really appreciate that. And yeah, let's get into these tips. Tip number 1 is hygiene. Shower, shower, shower. Be considerate not only for yourself, but for the person that you're bottoming for. Being clean play a major role in this bedroom, and you'd be surprised on people who just will not take a shower before linking with whomever, but make sure you take a shower. Oral hygiene plays a major role as well. Now, I recommend using a mouthwash before linking up with the person. I hear that brushing your teeth can cause tiny cuts in your gums, and that can also lead to a higher risk of contracting the STD. Now, if you're like me and you still want to make sure your breath smell as fresh as possible, use a toothbrush with soft bristles. Now, the main important part with this hygiene is douching. Now, you can find a douche enema on Amazon ranging from $8 to $10, or you can find one at your local drugstore. You should douche 2 to 4 hours before you have sex, and make sure when you're douching, you douche until your water is clear. Shaving. Sometimes, this is something that I just learned. Shaving is like a thing where it's like people have preferences when it comes to shaving. It's some tops who really don't care if you shave or not, and it's some who really do care. However, for my personal preference, I like to shave. Now, I do want to give you guys a pro tip on shaving. Do not shave just before sex. It can increase your risk of sexual transmitted infections, as the broken skin could easily come in contact with body fluids. I recommend you guys to shave at least 1 to 2 days prior. Tip number 2, use lube, lots of it. Using lube while doing the do makes the experience a lot smoother, not only for you, but for your top. I recommend using water-based lubricant, but use what's best for you. Again, another thing, spit is not lube, and it's a possibility you could tear something down there. That's where anal fissures and hemorrhoids come into play, so please be mindful. Tip number 3, diet. Before I get into diet though, do not starve yourself. I repeat, do not starve yourself. I found myself doing that when I first started out, and y'all, I fainted. So please don't do that. Please don't do what I did. Eat lots of fiber. Fiber is going to be your best friend, or you can intake fiber pills. It works just the same. I know y'all wondering, well, why are you saying fiber? Why are you saying fiber? Basically, with intaking fiber, it helps with your bowel movements, making stools easier to pass. And when it comes to diet, I'm not saying you have to be on this strict diet. However, I don't recommend you guys to eat greasy foods or anything heavy before doing the do, because it's going to be more work with douching if you know you done ate crazy. Like, don't be trying to eat KFC or fried chicken or anything crazy. Step number 4, know your limits. If you know it's your first time starting out, start small and work your way up. You can't help another person's peen size. However, if you don't feel confident in taking a big size, do not even bother. Tip number 5, relax. You are in control, so whenever it starts to hurt, you can always push the person off of you. I know some of us get carried away with what we see in corn. Do not be deceived by corn. They have repeated takes. Some are high and numb. You are not a corn star. I have extra tips. Be vocal about what you need within the moment and how you feel. He should know how you feel, because you are more likely to feel the pain or discomfort than him. Tell him what you like and don't. It helps a lot. And lastly, shit happens. Even with all those tips I just gave you guys, it's still a higher risk. You can either paint the person that you're sleeping with or have an accident. And I want to just let you guys know that it is okay. Like, it is a booty hole at the end of the day, and you can do all the steps in the world, you know, when it comes to this anal sex stuff, but everything is not going to always be perfect. So don't beat yourself up about it. If you make an accident, it is okay. It's not the end of the world. I feel like all these tops should know that before they even get into this situation.
Here is your reminder that if you want to make bottoming a lot more easier, then here is something that you can do that will change the bottoming game for you. And I wish I knew it in the very beginning of bottoming, because it would have made things so much easier. When you are going to be topped by a guy and you are really struggling with him gaining entrance to your back doors, what you want to do is tell him to lube up your butt, put his junk in, wait around 10-15 seconds without any movement, just let him be inside. What this will do is open up your butt very slowly, but then what you want to do is tell the top to remove, get out, and then you can wait for around 20 seconds, let your butt just adapt, and then on the second time when he goes back in, it will go back in so much more smoother, and you won't feel really any discomfort. And if this doesn't work for the first time you do it again, and maybe even another time, and I promise you it will work. It makes bottoming so much more easier.
More bottoming tips from a gay GI doctor. So one of the big questions I get on here is, how long should I wait after I eat until I bottom? One of the most important things of the science of this question is the gastrocolic reflex. The gastrocolic reflex is a stimulus that happens from your stomach to your intestines to empty. What happens when you eat is you distend your stomach. A signal is sent to your intestines to empty so that you can make room for the food coming in by making what's there already in waste exit. There's a stimulation of migrating motor complexes. So everybody's different with their gastrocolic reflex. Some people eat and then they're in the bathroom within 30 minutes. Know your body, but I'd say give it at least an hour.
If you're a bottom and you need a routine to ensure that there is no mess without doing you know what, then here are the 5 things that I do to ensure that I never have a mess naturally. Number 1 is I will eat 50 grams of fiber per day. If you know anything about bottoming and your digestive system, you know that fiber is super important for making sure everything passes through your system smoothly without leaving behind residue that can cause a mess. If you're new to taking fiber, start at 30 grams a day, work your way slowly up to 50 grams over a few months to avoid any constipation or cramping. Number 2 is I'll decrease my added sugar intake 24 hours before bottoming. Sugar, and specifically added sugars, feed the bad bacteria in your gut, which can make it harder for your gut to properly digest food, which can make a mess more likely. Number 3 is I will double my water intake for the 24 hours before bottoming. This is to make sure that everything moves through your system as efficiently as possible because your body is staying hydrated. Number 4 is I will sweat at least 1 time in the 24 hours before bottoming. This is to remove toxins in your body that can make it harder for your gut to process food efficiently. And number 5, I will have at least 1 cup of blueberries in the 2 to 3 hours before bottoming. Blueberries are super high in antioxidants, which also helps remove toxins, but are also super high in fiber for a last-minute fiber boost to your system.
I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but if you're young and you're gay, take care of your butthole. I'm serious. Like, eat a lot of fiber. Use lubricant. And if you go to the bathroom, only sit on the toilet for 2 minutes, 3 minutes max. Because when you get older, you will get hemorrhoids. And they will hurt like hell. I would know. I just got one cut off of my booty hole. And it feels like a sunburn on my anus. It's also Pride weekend and my husband's birthday, so the timing of this minor surgery could not have been worse. Take care of your butthole, please.
It ain't a question. Oh, it ain't no one for guessing. No.